ActionSA has slammed ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula for his comments on the Lily Mine tragedy at a media briefing ahead of the governing party's January 8 rally in Mpumalanga. The party says Mbalula blames the judiciary for derailing the process to get Lily Mine reopened and for work to resume at the mine. ActionSA Mpumalanga Chairperson Thoko Mashiane joins us for more. Thank you so much for your time. But, let's take it back a little before we even get to these recent comments by the ANC SG that were made now. As ActionSA, you wrote to him after he made pretty much the same promise on Workers' Day last year.
Good afternoon, Masa, and good afternoon to your viewers. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Yes, Fikile Mbalula came to Lily Mine last year, May the 1st, on the Workers' Day, and announced that the bodies will be retrieved in 3 months' time and the mine will be opened for workers to go back to work.
At the time, he also said that the business rescue process will also be completed within 3 months. Now, let's take it fast forward to where we are now in 2024 and the concerns that ActionSA has with the utterances that he's made again on this.
Firstly, let me take you back, as you have said. Number one, Fikile came there at Lily Mine that day. The families were seated under a tree. He passed those old people without even greeting them, without even saying what he's going to say up there at the mine. He announced the retrieval of their children and that the mine will start working after the business rescue have filled all the necessities that were said by the courts. He never said a word to those parents. Now, this week, he was interviewed and he spoke about the opening of the mine. He said nothing about those lives that are under that mine. When are they going to retrieve? Which showed us that the lives of the 3 miners doesn't matter to Fikile Mbalula and his comrades.
How did the families back then react to that? As you're mentioning, when he arrived on that Workers' Day and then even past them, for a long time, a lot of them were actually camping out there, demanding answers and justice from government. And it seems they were ignored just as they were by the SG when he walked past there.
Yes, you know, Masa, as people of this country, my understanding is that when you have lost your loved one, people go there. In Siswati City, Neokala, even if you don't have anything, just to go and show support to those people. But the ANC, through its SG, never did that. They never supported these people. What's sitting there on the tents, they saw the tents that they're sleeping in. They never cared with their big cars. They just passed through.
And what has your party done for the victims' families? I know your party president, Herman Mashaba, has been very close to this tragedy since it occurred.
Herman Mashaba, on his personal capacity, has spent millions of rands helping the families to get closure. Until in November, they got 2 judgments, one from the Constitutional Court and the second one from the Magistrate Court of Mbombela, where the Magistrate Court declared the 3 dead, and also to say who is responsible, DMR, SAPS, and the Vantage Gold Mine. So what we have been doing as the party, as I've said, we've been giving support to the family, because going there, asking them, like I was there on Friday, just to check after your Christmas and your New Year, how are they? How are our kids going to go to school? Those type of things, that's what we're doing as a party.
And how are they doing? It's 8 years next month.
It's bad. It's bad. And they had a hope when Fikile announced that, although he didn't tell them, he announced it. They had hope that in 3 months' time something will happen. But when nothing happened, I wrote to Fikile on the 11th of August last year, asking him when is his 3 months coming to an end. He never acknowledged my letter. He never responded to the letter to show the I don't care attitude that he's having. So now the parents, when they got the 2 judgments from the Constitutional Court and from the Mbombela Magistrate Court, they had hope that things are going to happen. but still it's quiet now. So ActionSA, through Marishaba's pockets, we are taking this matter forward to force the business rescue practitioners to call the meeting of all the people, so that these bodies must be retrieved and the mine must be open for people to work. The mine cannot open and allow people to go and work when there are bodies down there and nobody's taking any care about them.
From your experience, being in the province as well, being involved in the politics of it all, what is the delay? What is stopping this, the removal of these bodies and the business also from continuing?
I'll be honest with you. Remember, the laws of this country is saying you can't be prosecuted or you can't be charged for murder when there's no body. So Vantage Gold were going to court because they didn't want those bodies to be retrieved, because once the bodies are retrieved, they'll be charged with murder. But now the courts have declared the people dead, and that Vantage is liable for the death of those people. So the dilly-dallying was to make sure that those bodies are not retrieved, because when there are bodies, then they'll be charged for murder.
What's most concerning to you about this whole tragedy? As we've mentioned, it's been 8 years now next month. The families have lost all hope. They've been ignored. They've camped outside. They've done everything they could to try and demand justice. They've roped in other political parties. And it just seems that nothing is happening. All their cries are falling on deaf ears. What is it going to take for actual closure for them?
With the two judgments that they got last year, I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because we are going to push for the business rescue practitioners to call the meeting, so that there are people who have got money to open that mine and to retrieve the container. So now that there are judgments, the two judgments, there is a hope. Although when I was with them on Friday, they were saying we have hope. The only thing now is, when will it happen? So it will happen, because that container can be retrieved. That container can be retrieved. But the people were just dilly-dallying because they didn't want to be liable for that. But it's only the matter of time. But our lawyers are busy with papers to make sure that this issue is resolved very early this year.
Thank you so much.
And the families want to bury their kids in dignity. Then that's all that they want for closure.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time and just reminding us that there is a bit of light at the end of that tunnel, hopefully.